It's good to see you.
What is up, you guys? This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you a build breakdown, updated build breakdown for Scarlet Witch. So not much has changed for her, but we'll just go ahead and look at her traits real quick. So for her traits in her DPS one, energy and intelligence are her two main attributes, and crit chance is she gains 3% crit chance automatically. Chaos energy is her primary resource. Chaos energy regenerates when you deal chaos damage. When chaos energy has been trigger chaos energy. Chaos overload effects. Powers can spend chaos energy to change probability or random effects, ensuring the maximum possible outcome occurs. Chaos energy will not be generated automatically, only by when you damage with chaos energy or chaos abilities. Reality bending for her defensive, she automatically gains 280 health on hit. Defense rating and deflect rating are her two main defensive stats. She gains 20% multiplier and base of 600. So for her abilities, everything, like I said, everything is pretty much the same. Chaotic Hex, you can use between Chaotic Hex or Bouncing Hex, doesn't really matter. I stuck with Chaotic Hex because this is really good for single targets and even groups, some groups, but Chaotic Hex definitely. Beast from Beyond, Chaos Warp, Unmake Reality, Chaos Rift, Chaos Shift, Iron Maiden, and Ravenous Binding. So the only ability I've switched was Reality Implosion with Chaos Warp. Now, Reality Implosion is still a really good build, or a really good ability. So my previous Scarlet Witch build is still a really good build to use regardless. But yeah, I just switched the two, Chaos Warp with Reality Implosion, because I mean Reality Implosion is it does nice damage. It does not just nice damage, it does amazing damage. But when I was doing speedruns, if you're trying to do speedruns, Chaos Warp is gonna be something you're gonna want to have on because of the damage reduction, or you become invulnerable for 4 seconds basically, or for 5 seconds, and it also does really nice damage. And this is pretty much like having another signature, just a different type of ability, because you have Chaos Warp, Unmake Reality, and then you have Chaos Warp. And yeah, so next thing would be the talents. So Reality Shred is what I use. Chaos Ascendant, Positive Outcome, Power Overwhelming, and Ruinous Flux. So you can really, for the last one, you can choose whichever one you feel like doing. This one, I went with Power Overwhelming because when you use Unmake Reality, you gain an additional 500 chaos energy for the 10 seconds, which means, like, let's say you have 500 base chaos energy. Unmake Reality will refill your chaos energy to max, back up to 500, but it'll add on another 500 just for 10 seconds, so you'll be at 1000 chaos energy. I'm just saying, I'm not sure what you start off with for your chaos energy. I'm just saying 500 is an example, but yeah, you'll be at 1000 for the 10 seconds, and then it'll drop back down to your normal amount. You can also use any of the other two, but I just find Power Overwhelming to be the better one to use. Positive Outcome, for obvious reasons, you're going to be getting your Ravenous Binding is going to be giving you Rapid Heal, which gives you 20% max health for per second, and Ravenous Binding increases its cooldown up to 8 seconds. Chaos Ascendant, this is what's going to help you out the most. Your damage is increased. It's tripled the amount of damage you do for Chaos Warp, and Chaos Warp no longer requires chaos energy, so it's based off cooldown, and you also become invulnerable, so you take 100% of the damage for that whole 5 seconds. And yeah, also, just letting you know, if you want, you can switch out Iron Maiden with obfuscation, whatever it's called, because this is actually not a bad ability to use. It's good for like a defensive ability. It applies not just to yourself, but any allies that go in and out of it. Yeah, so it's a nice defensive ability to have. Or you can switch it with Reality Implosion, because Reality Implosion still does nice damage, and it's a nice AoE, and it also pulls your enemies in the middle. So, but the only reason why I use Iron Maiden is because enemies that are affected by Iron Maiden, is they start taking damage whenever they deal damage. So if even if they don't hit you, um, as long as they're attacking, they take damage. So that 22,096 to 33,144 damage is really nice. And it's also only a 4-second cooldown and an 8-second duration too. So you technically would have this up no matter what on your enemies. Beast from Beyond. Well, everything else is pretty much straightforward. The next thing we're gonna go for or talk about is the synergies. So the synergies I went with was Beast, Black Widow. Why did I go with Black Widow? I'll probably switch that out with Blade actually. So Beast, Blade, Doctor Strange, Gambit, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch, Squirrel Girl, and Thor? Oh wait, hold on. Switch Jean Grey out with War Machine. I don't know why I went with Thor. I think it was just because of the defense rating, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I could do better. Yeah, I'm gonna switch Thor out with Luke Cage. So I'm gonna say it again. So Beast, Blade, Doctor Strange, Gambit, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Scarlet Witch, Squirrel Girl, and War Machine. The reason why I went with Luke Cage and War Machine, even though those aren't part of her main attributes, is because durability and fighting, those two benefit you a bunch. Durability will apply more survivability in a sense, and then fighting applies more to your crit. And now for your infinity points, if you have 25 points and more, I would put the points into intelligence. That's what I did. And then if you don't, then mental focus is probably the next best thing to go for. If you're trying to go for more survivability, micro warps or gravity well would be the next best ones for survivability. And yeah, maybe strike through if you're trying to get more brutal damage too. Now for my gear, I have all this. We'll just look at all this real quick. You can pause it if you want to look at it. I mainly focused around having high attributes or base damage and high crit hit, crit damage, brutal strike, brutal damage. For your legendary item, you want to have the Warlock's Eye. It's probably the best, not probably, is the best legendary item in my opinion for her. This one and Bow of Apollo are the two good options for her. But literally all of her abilities are magic based. So Malekith's Medallion, I would highly suggest Malekith's Medallion for Ghost Rider, for Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, and really almost any character that's magic based, because this will technically give you a bunch of survivability. Castellus Medallion is also a really good one to use if you're looking to put out even more damage, more magic damage. But Malekith's Medallion is the one I would definitely go for. My catalyst, I have 35% movement speed increase when you use a medkit. When you hit with the power, gain 5 spirit, 1 second cooldown, regenerate 25% of your health, up to 3,100 chaos energy when you use your medkit. Plus 3 intelligence, gain a damage shield equal to 50% of your max health when you use your medkit. Mystical bonus, when your health drops below 20%, you become invisible for 15 seconds and it's a 15-second cooldown. So complete Relic of Xander, you get 1,000 health and 500 ranged powers, plus 1 to all attributes. I would highly suggest getting Relic of Xander, either this one or the Relic of Gibberim, but Relic of Xander, in my opinion, is the better option. And then for my artifacts, I'm using Cosmically Enhanced Gem of Cursed, Hand of Doom, and Modified, or the Broken Crown. So you can get the Broken Crown from completing all 9 chapters and defeating Loki. You'll get it from the guy right outside, I forgot his name, but you'll get it from the guy right outside Loki's Loki's little throne, whatever that Odin's throne. Hand of Doom. You can get Hand of Doom from obviously Castle Doom from Doctor Doom, or you can do it from farming the patrols and get it from the Doom bots. The reason why I went with Hand of Doom is because it gives you +2 to intelligence and energy, and it gives you crit hit increase. The reason why I also went with the Broken Crown is because it gives you the +4 intelligence, magic damage increase, crit hit, and brutal strike increase. And when your health drops below 30%, you become invisible and summon a horde of Loki illusions for 3 seconds. 30-second cooldown. Gem of Curse, crit hit, brutal strike increase, crit damage, and brutal damage increase, as well as while you're in combat, all your attributes are increased by 1. So that one is a definite in my opinion. And then my stats: 27,923 average effective health, 28% damage reduction, 3259 crit hit, 10,149 crit damage, 3058 brutal damage, brutal strike, 7094 brutal damage, and 132% base damage. So it's not too bad of a base damage. So here's how every ability looks. So for your X, it's just gonna be like this. Sometimes it'll shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And then the next one is Beast from Beyond. Hits the enemies within the area. The next one is Ravenous Binding. And then the next one, so with Ravenous Binding, it also gives you the deflect around you. So it's basically like having a shield in a way. So you'll see on my Scarlet Witch, this is what it looks like. You'll have a nice circle around you too. And then for my circle, Chaos Rift. And then Iron Maiden on L2X. So with Iron Maiden, you can see the fists around the enemy. That's when you know Iron Maiden has been applied to the enemy, and they'll be taking damage back. And then Chaos Warp. Oh, and then you have your signature, obviously. So that's basically everything with Scarlet Witch's build for her updated build breakdown. If this video helped you out at all, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and whatnot. So there's not much of a change for her build compared to the last one I made, or her previous one, I guess. It's just Chaos Warp has been changed and a couple of talents as well. So yeah, if this helped you at all, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, this is all Danny Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.